do you have any words of wisdom for anyone that is considering starting their own business? Any women out there that are considering starting their own business?
First of all, I just feel like find and cultivate a network of people that have been there and already done it, and make sure that they're a phone call away when you're going through something. Um, that's one thing. The other thing is cultivate a staff that watches your back the way I have. Um, I get choked up when I think about my employees, and I have been to many business seminars and webinars and all of that, and there's a lot of the advice given that I have not taken. I've taken more of the heart advice, and I can be judged for that. I'm sure I can be judged, and maybe my company would even be bigger if I maybe played, did some of the took some of the advice that they gave me. But at the end of the day, I sleep really well knowing that my employees are always watching my back, always, just like I'm always watching their back. So I
Well,
think that,
oh, sorry. No, go
oh,
ahead.
that's it.
No, well, I've been to your company,
Uh-huh.
and I've seen that for myself. They adore you. And and when you have a leader that comes from their heart and is cooperative, you are you are their leader, but it's so collaborative is what I've noticed
And
about you.
Judy, I didn't share this in my book, but my book would have been a lot bigger if I did share every experience that gave me little tiny sparkles of how I wanted to be if I was ever in this position. And there was one while I was a caregiver in Minnesota. I was the person that cleaned all the apartments and everything, and that's how we exchanged for rent. And I remember when Dominique had his first really bad seizure, we went to the Mayo Clinic, and he was in the Mayo Clinic for a week. And I spent the night with him underneath the bed because I wasn't going to leave him. And I slept underneath his bed, the whole time we were there. And when I came back to work, the manager pulled me into the office and said to me, what's going on? And I told her, and you can imagine, I just got the diagnosis that my son only has 5% of his brain that is going to work. And basically, the neurologist said, you probably should go ahead and put him in an institution because you're just going to fall in love with him even more. And I'm just going to paint the picture. He will never drive. He's not going to graduate. He may never talk. So after getting that diagnosis of my son and going back to my boss and telling this story to her, she says, well, you know what? Business is business, and I'm going to have to let you go. And I made a vow at that time, if I ever am in a position to have employees to hear their story, I hope I will never lose compassion. And I think that's we're all lacking in this world is compassion.